Untold stories in the airways, flying through the night. Experience voices, tales so bold. Streaming live, the truth unfolds. Untold Radio Network, where secrets come alive. New episodes daily, the mysteries thrive. Great guests, super chat, it's a wide variety. Share and subscribe, join the side where truth can't hide. Aliens in the attic, UFOs in the sky. Cryptids lurking, oh my, oh my. Ghosts in the hallway, whispering your name. The paranormal, the unexplained. Become a VIP, get the inside scoop. Unlock the mysteries, be part of the group. Live streaming stories, they're talking to you. Super chats buzzing, join the crew. Untold Radio Network, where secrets come alive. New episodes daily, the mysteries thrive. Great guests, super chat, it's a wild ride. Share and subscribe, join the side where truth can hide. So if you've got the guts and you want to explore, tune into the Untold, it's what you're looking for. From aliens to ghosts and all that's unseen. Untold Radio Network, where the world's mysteries convene.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Paranormal Spectrum. I am your host, Barnaby Jones, here on the Untold Radio Network. Today's episode is pre-recorded, so if you guys have questions or comments throughout the show, we're not live, we're recorded. That's why we're ignoring you. Nothing personal, just not in the studio. With that being said, guys, we will be live and in person March 21st and 22nd at Obscura Paracon in DeKalb, Illinois. Going to be an awesome 2-day event there in a really cool castle. We'll talk more about that in a second. Tickets are available at obscuraparacon.com. Then, guys, we head May 1st through the 3rd, a big 3-day event, Contact Modalities Expo, all kinds of metaphysical and fun stuff there. My fellow Untold host, Dean Bertram, will also be in attendance, as well as probably some more familiar faces on there if you're a listener of this show. So you can grab your tickets at contactmodalitiesxpo.com. And then in May, we head to Cryptids, Anomalies, and Paranormal Convention, Saturday, May 9th in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, with over 20 speakers and workshops and 40 vendors. And we kick off Friday afternoon with a kids Bigfoot expedition to show all the kids out there how to safely and properly look for Bigfoot evidence out in the wild. Myself and Chris McCurry from the CAPS team, Lauren Smith from Night Callers Radio, and Kelly Milner Halls, who is a acclaimed kids cryptid, alien, paranormal children's book author will be leading that expedition. We have a night expedition for the braver. Myself, Chris, and Lauren will be leading that, and Jay Bachochin from Wisconsin here, Ken Gerhard, and Larry Eisler. Going to be an awesome event. And then, guys, we head down to the Chicago Paranormal Convention, Saturday, June 13th in Countryside, Illinois. And then I got a couple libraries coming up in October in Rio and Belleville. So if you guys want more information, head on over to wisconsincaps.com and click on the public events tab, and you can find links to all of these awesome events if you missed anything. With that being said, let's get to our guest today. All right, guys, my guest today is Jenny Davis. She is a passionate photographer of haunted and historical locations and a paranormal enthusiast, blending her love of the mysterious with a talent for photography. As the host of Unturned Pages Podcast on Sunday evenings, she explores haunted locations, supernatural phenomena, and metaphysical themes, inviting listeners to journey beyond the veil. Jenny also does aura photography, which tells clients about the colors around you. Whether discussing haunted asylums or offering spiritual inspiration, Jenny brings authenticity, warmth, and a touch of magic to everything she does. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Jenny Davis. Jenny, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Aside from being cold and chilly, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Just getting through the day, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. Waiting for winter to be over, getting excited for all the conventions and stuff we got coming up.
Oh yeah. My year is booked solid for events, investigations, traveling, all that fun stuff.
Wow, yeah, I've seen your Facebook page and stuff, and some of the places you're going. You're going to be all over the U.S. That's so cool. Awesome. Well, we have an event that we're both going to be at together here. I want to have you tell us a little bit more about this, because you're helping organize this and run it a little bit.
Yep. So I met Billy Atkins almost 20 years ago. He will deny it was that long ago, but it was. And we became really good friends. And he previously hosted another Paracon called Afterlife Paracon. But then he stepped away from the paranormal, focused on historical arts and oddities type of event. And last May, he came out to Ohio State Reformatory for me, and he's like, I kind of miss this. I'm like, okay, I think you do too. Let's host an event. Let's do a Paracon. Like, let's get you really back into the field here. So we talked and we came up with Obscura Paracon. We have some amazing guests, vendors, lectures, workshops, after-hour investigations. That weekend will be a lot of fun. So I'm super excited.
Very cool. What I see you're investigating a haunted theater. Tell me more about that.
We will be doing the Egyptian Theater down in DeKalb, Illinois. It is one of the 7 remaining theaters that has the Egyptian theme. I was told. I don't know much history because I like going into locations without the history. But I know every time I go to DeKalb, I see it because really news stories just like up the road from it. I'm like, I really want to get in there. I really want to investigate. And he goes, well, we're doing after hours investigation there. I'm like, put me down. I'm game. Let's go.
It looks really cool. I was checking out the website for obscuraparacon.com before we went live here, and or I'm sorry, not live, recorded. We're recorded today. Here we go. But yeah, it looked really cool. But there was like just the picture of the facade, and I didn't have time to dig into it myself. But it looks like a really cool location. So
yeah, it's like I said, one of the last 7 buildings in the country that has the Egyptian type of theme. So I'm super excited to get in, actually see it, photograph it, and then get to investigate it with the people who buy tickets, and then they'll Kismac as well. So I'm super excited for that.
Very cool. And the event itself is in a really cool location. Tell everybody about that.
So it is held at the Unturned Hall on the university's campus. It is in a castle. It is an amazing location. Once you walk in through the doors, you'll be greeted by 2 double staircases that will take you upstairs to where the event is held. It's a really nice looking castle. I can't believe it's on the university campus, but I love it. It's haunted. Like, I'm a psychic medium. I walk in it and you can feel the energy. But because it's on the university campus, you can't really investigate it and they're kind of hush-hush about it. But yeah, it's a beautiful location. The ballroom is amazing. And then there's, I think, 3 or 4 different levels within that castle.
Very cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. As soon as I looked it up when I got invited to speak there, I was like, oh man, we're doing this one. This is
I know.
Only the reason that it's in a castle. That's yeah.
Oh, that's the only reason you agreed to be part of this event. I'll make sure I tell Billy that. It's like, the only reason Barnaby's doing this is because
you put an event in any weird location like that, I'm there. You just put me in a castle. That's
right. It's a great location. I love it because he hosts his other event, Dark Arts and Oddities, at the same location. And we'll be hosting like a more metaphysical and metaphysical witchy type of event in July at the same location as well. So it's his go-to location for events.
I can see why. Well, I haven't seen why, but I can imagine why.
You will see in March when you come.
Absolutely. It's only a couple weeks away now. It's getting closer.
I know. It's getting crazy.
February's already streaming past us here. So
I'm partly happy about that the time's going fast, but kind of sad because I know after this event, I will probably be having hand surgery. So I'm like, time can go a little slower, but at the same time, hurry up so I can have no more pain type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want that Paracon weekend to go by too fast.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Well, I've kind of alluded I will be speaking at this event, but you have a lot of other great guest speakers as well. Tell everybody who else is going to be there.
We have Dave Schrader, we have Chris Fleming, Amelia Cutter, Dale Kasmek. I always say his last name wrong, so
Kasmerich,
yep. Josh Purvis, Barnaby Jones. We have Tony, the Chicago guy, Robin Terry, of course, me and Willie Atkins will be there. But yeah, we got a great lineup of special guests for sure.
Oh, definitely. Very cool. Very cool. I am familiar with about half of them. I have not met, I don't know if I've met Dale and, oh crap. The guy
Josh.
next to me on the picture, the 2 on either
Josh?
side. Yeah. I don't think I've met them, but the rest of them I have seen.
So Josh is co-owner of Stream Beacon Paranormal streaming service. The streaming has cryptids, paranormal, true crime, movies. It's like, I want to say 2 years old. But he also works with Shane Pittman of The Searchers. He's filming the Paranormal Mysteries with Dave and Shane and Cindy. He's a really cool guy. I love him. So he's like an older brother to me at this point because we became such good friends.
Very cool. Awesome. So this is March 21st through the 22nd, DeKalb, Illinois, obscuraparacon.com for more information. Or if you can't remember that, the link is in the show notes, as well as you can just go to wisconsincaps.com, click on the public events tab, and all the information is there for you guys. So there you go. Awesome. But we are here to chat with you today. So besides the Paracon, you do aura photography.
Yes.
And I'm super interested in this because I haven't had anybody on my show yet to talk about this. So let's start with just the basics here. What is aura photography?
So aura photography takes a picture of the energy around you, and the energy around you gives off different colors. So there's red, orange, blue, green, yellow, and each one purple, indigo, all different meanings of each color. And then it dives into your chakras as well. So
how does this work? Like, what is the aura that it's taking a photo of?
So when you sit down with me, there's different ways of doing aura photography. There's like the old time camera, and then there's like the newer version that I have, that you will sit down with me. You'll put your hand on a little like electronic plate, and it will read the biofeedback coming from you. So every time you breathe, every time your heart beats, it will send off a new reading. So you'll put your hand on it. We'll go through some of the graphics and the different meanings, and then after about 5-10 minutes, you will take your hand off, and then it calculates a report. And the report I create is about 15 pages long. It will go through the colors around you and their meanings, the 7 main chakras, what your levels are. It will give you your energy levels, your personality color, colors to help you relax and balance as well, and then your relaxation levels as well.
So do you actually, like you mentioned that people used to take pictures with cameras, because I've seen it done that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't actually use a camera itself to do the photography?
So mine, I would just use like a little webcam to take a picture of you, and then it puts the colors around you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. It's a fun thing to do. I have fun doing them because I can incorporate my psychic abilities and be like, what's going on? Like, let's say your sacral chakra is showing some lowness. I'm like, is there some health issues going on? Is there something going on that you are working through or trying to overcome, to try to figure out why that is so low?
So the different colors, so obviously your chakras have individual colors represented by each one, right? Your reds, yellows, green, blue,
Yep.
all the way to one violet. So are those
Yep.
basically the colors that are represented in the aura photography? Like they coincide that way then?
Sometimes, like if someone has, like, let's say you have a very purple, indigo, or color around you, that means that you're very intuitive, very psychic. You can feel when something is off or you're not like at your fully best time. Orange means that you're very like creative, energetic. Red means that you're very adventurous. You want to do new things, new places. Yellows, you like to have fun, joy in your life. Green is very heartfelt, loving. Purple, indigo is very intuitive.
So yeah, kind of very ties into your chakras.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, all right, now we're going to get into science, because this is what I like. So, and it's okay if you don't know the answers to this, because I don't know the answers to this. So I'm asking you.
Okay.
When we're looking at these different things, like everything in the metaphysical is energy, right?
Yes.
Everything around us is energy and vibration and that. So these different colors, these different chakras, do they coincide with the colors of the visual light spectrum of the electromagnetic field?
That's a good question. I don't really know that. I haven't really thought about that. I do know like the chakras and your auras can change based on things happening around you, things happening within yourself. So it could change day to day, minute by minute. If something like 1 minute you're really happy, and then like next minute you get like horrible like death news or whatever, something big dramatic happens, that can affect your chakras and your aura as well. So things internally and externally can affect your chakras and your aura, but I've never really thought about it on the wave of light. I've never thought about that. That's something I want to dig into now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, we're going to dig even deeper here in a second.
Oh, you're going to make it really hard for me now, Barnaby.
Hey, you said you did aura photography, so we got to delve into this now. So, see, this is what I've always been wondering, because with the aura photography, if you can take a picture of someone's aura, like with the camera, is that camera tuned more so to the electromagnetic spectrum? And if so, would it be possible just to take a picture of a spirit using it?
I have wanted to try using my aura machine on investigations. I just haven't had a chance. I know like the older like type of aura photography with the old cameras maybe is more tied to the spectrum. I'm not sure about the newer system like I have. So that's a good question. But I have been thinking about using it on an investigation. I just haven't had time to do so. Because when I get in investigative mode, I'm like running down the halls. Like, game on, let's go.
All your experiments go right out the window.
Right.
I really want to try this. I really want to try that. Nah, I'm here. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go speak to ghosts. Let's go communicate. Let's try not to scare each other.
I love science, and I think that, everybody that talks about the paranormal, the metaphysical and stuff, and says that this is, beyond science or whatever, I think that they just don't understand it. And I think that everything that we talk about with metaphysical, paranormal, psychic abilities and all that is grounded in science. It has to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to figure out how to take science and show the non-believers and stuff that this stuff is based in scientific data and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I'm always curious because, if we can, measure the electromagnetic fields around spirits with EMF meters or shadow detectors and all this other equipment, why can't we literally just take a picture of their energy?
Right.
And that led me to, again, aura photography. And if you could take a picture of someone's aura, why couldn't you take this out in the field and point it at a spot and say, okay, can you please walk in front of this camera? I'm going to take your picture and see what you get, because you should be able to capture an aura of a spirit the same way that you would a person.
Now I really want to try that. Like, yeah, I have to do that because I have an investigation next week. So maybe I'll try it then.
There you go. Well, you will have to let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I definitely do. Now I really got to think. Now I got to do it next week.
Yeah, because even with your way, if you couldn't, it's the same way with your EMF meters and all the stuff that we use otherwise. If you can put your hand on that device, because I have looked into the version that you have, and I'm pretty sure that your hand sensor is putting out an electromagnetic pulse into the person.
Oh, yeah.
And don't you have a second connector, don't you? That either connects to their head or their other hand or something. You make
so with our system, there's an added feature that I can connect. Like, if I want to do like Reiki during the session, I would have little like mini plates on my hand, and it will show the energy coming off my hand into them and what their chakra is as the Reiki is happening. But I haven't done that like on an investigation either. So that'll be an interesting idea, because when I investigate, I like to send energy balls, energy flames, whatever you want to call them, into the universe so that the spirits can use that energy without going directly with my energy. I just put my energy out into the space that I'm in and they can use it. And that's how a lot of things happen around me, because I'm sending my energy out to them instead of them coming into my energy field.
That's smart. Very good.
Yeah, I don't need any more attachments. So I'm like, I'll throw the energy to you guys, and then you do what you want to do with that. No coming into my energetic ability field here.
So does that drain you as much as a normal investigation would?
Sometimes. It depends how many I throw, if I've done Estes sessions, if I really open my abilities to the full, then I can get drained pretty fast. But usually, like, if I'm on an investigation, I'm like on an investigation high. Like, the energy of the building usually gets me to that really high point. I'm like, I don't usually crash until like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock. It all depends on what's all happening within that location and what I'm seeing and dealing with and hearing and interacting with. So
nice. Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked into your style of the aura photography as well. But like, I think that there's the plate that you put your hand on, and I thought there was another one because it had to, or it might be two of the fingers or something. But they link back, and it cycles low EMF through the body, and that's how it reads all of your energy levels and stuff like that, because it's literally putting that field through you. So I was curious to see, like, obviously it has to do something with the electromagnetic spectrum,
Right.
It's energy. So interesting.
Yeah, definitely. There's like different types of the aura machine out there. There's, I think, 2 or 3 other brands that built their own aura machine electronically, and then of course the old time cameras as well.
So what do you think is different? Have you ever used the camera version?
I've had it done to me. There's a person up here in Minnesota that, I don't know if he still does it, but he did it. He came to our store when we had it open a couple of times. That's what got me really interested in aura photography, seeing that. And then my friend who was doing it at a time decided to sell her machine that we bought off her. And that really kicked me into doing these type of sessions at events and locations and things. But there is a difference between the camera and then like the newer version. Like the camera, you'll put your hand on a plate just like mine, but it's more like, I don't know how to really describe it. There's a lot more sensors on that plate. And then of course you have the old time Polaroid, and it captures the energy around you. And then it's more like intuitive reading based off what that psychic or medium sees from that photo.
Interesting. I've seen some like long duration photography done, and that kind of captures, the long exposure of the light and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if how that actually works, as far as like, because when you get the picture version of it done, you actually see the colors on there. Do you you still kind of see the person though as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Both you will get the energy around you, and then with the older time cameras, sometimes the energy is like really high that it kind of blurs out the person, but you should always see yourself in the photo.
Interesting. All right.
I love aura photography. It's so different, and there's not many people in the paranormal that does the aura photography. If I go to like a holistic event, you're surrounded by them. But like when you bring it to a paranormal event, I'm your person mostly. So
yeah, I don't see too many of them. I've seen there's an older gentleman here in Wisconsin that does it at a lot of the events. But I don't know
who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen too many people do it with the hand. I think like 1 or 2, but otherwise it's just the one guy that does the booth and everything. But
yeah,
it's really cool. All right. Well, let's transition from that, because I have some questions for you on actual photography then.
Okay.
So now we're going to go down another wormhole, because we can't be normal on the show here. So are you familiar with, so obviously we're talking about like capturing the energy of people in these photographs with aura photography, right? So a lot of like these indigenous tribes do not like their photos taken, because they believe that the photograph captures a part of their soul. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, with everything being energy, and you actually capturing that energy in that moment on a photograph, do you think that when we take someone's photo, we're actually capturing a moment of their soul?
I've never really thought about that. I would say yes, that you're taking a moment of their time, so piece of their soul, possibly. Like, it's kind of just like how you described it. In the back of the day, they believe that when you take a photo, it's capturing a piece of their soul. So possibly that I've never really thought about that whole aspect of photography. Now you have me thinking, dude.
That's what I'm here for. So yeah, this is one of the things that's been really interesting to me, because if you're capturing energy, because that's what light is, and the light is what's hitting the film or the sensor of a camera, whether it be the old film cameras where you actually had a blank and it would imprint the negative of that light onto it, or now you have a sensor in the newer digital cameras and stuff, but you're still capturing an image of what the light or the energy is that it's seeing.
Right. Yeah.
So you would think that you're capturing part of that energy as the photograph.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now you got me thinking. I agree with that. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
You got me thinking. Now I'll go into a whole different rabbit hole when I get off here and be like Googling and everything.
You'll have to come back and report all this stuff.
Right?
Go down your rabbit holes and find all your paranormal.
Go and find down my rabbit holes. You're kind of like another version of Adam Kimmel. Like, he comes on my podcast and we just dive into different rabbit holes, and I'm like, okay, I didn't even think about that until you said something, and that got us onto a different rabbit hole. But yeah. You're like Adam Kimmel version 2 at this point with me.
Well, good. Yeah, I don't know. I think, it started with the whole, the indigenous people being afraid of losing part of their soul. And these indigenous people are more in tune with, the world around us, and all that stuff of, their rituals and tribal stuff, and that maybe there is more to this. And then the fact that, we talk about, being able to capture this energy of aura photography or your soul or anything, then it would make sense that every photograph that's been taken would hold a small piece of your soul in there, or a part of your energy. So I know that there was some people, I met a guy at a conference one day, and he was able to track, he brought up the fact that he could track Bigfoot based on if you had a trail camera or something that took a photograph, and you had to print it a certain way on this certain
machine,
paper, a certain style of photograph. And he claimed that he could actually get a read off of that creature in the photo and where it was, and tell you how to get to it and stuff. And he said that he'd actually been able to do that using people photography. So like missing persons or something like that. And he could get a picture of this person and then tell you this is where their body is, or this is where they were taken, or, this is where they ran away, or what have you. And he could track missing people the same way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is definitely interesting. That would be cool if it, like, actually you could track missing people and
well, he said he'd worked cold cases and stuff with the police he gets called in on. Actually, he's from Minnesota. Or he was. Yeah, I met him at Abe's convention in Minnesota, would have been a couple years ago, but he was an older gentleman. But I had his contact information, but he wrote it down, and there's a couple letters of the email that are very hard to read. So we've never been able to get in touch with him again. So if he's listening, or anybody knows this, yeah. But he'd be very interesting to talk to. But yeah, I can't remember if it was Kodak or something, but there was a special, not that he couldn't do it with other stuff, but there was a certain brand that worked better for this because of the ink was more natural or something. I don't remember. But that was super interesting.
Interesting. I've never really thought about using that as that way.
There's people that also do I can't think of what it's called, but some form of mancy, and you pick up energy off of objects.
Oh, what is it called? I know exactly, because sometimes I can touch something and see and feel the energy off it. But I can't do it all the time. It's really interesting when it does happen. I'm like, where did this come from? Because I'm seeing like I found something out on like the battlefields of Gettysburg, which I left it there because I'm not dealing with the whole national park thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be dealing with the security at national parks. But it looked like an old like pardon or part of a bullet or something, and I could definitely feel the energy of like a soldier who it belonged to or was part of that like group of soldiers. It was really interesting, but I can't do it with everything I pick up, which I'm glad, because I don't want to pick up everything and be like seeing everybody's stuff. No, thank you.
You're never going to go to an antique store again.
Right. I do not like going to antique stores because of that, but sometimes I get pulled to do it. But yeah, I'm like, do I or do I not? But antique stores have the coolest stuff too. So it's like a toss up of what you can find, you know.
Well, let's talk more about your photography. So you've gone all over. You have been to haunted locations all over the United States. And so what has been some of your favorite locations to photograph, most interesting and stuff?
I just went to the Washoe Club out in Virginia City. That place is like, I could spend all day photographing the Washoe Club. Every time you turn around, there's something that you can take a photo of. That place was really creepy, but really cool. I went to the Winchester Mystery House. That's another really cool location I've been to. Penhurst is so big. Like, I've been there 2 times, and I feel like I haven't seen half of it. And I feel like I haven't photographed half of the stuff at Penhurst. But yeah, I've been to a lot of places, so picking one is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But Virginia City and the Washoe Club is probably really high up in my list.
Have you ever gotten a photograph of like a full body apparition?
I have, actually, at Ohio State Reformatory down in Solitary.
Oh, interesting.
And then my friend captured one in Virginia City at a place called Mackey Mansion. I was about to walk into Mrs. Mackey's bedroom, because back then men and women slept separate, not in the same room. And I had just done an SS session, I think, and I was about to go back and get my voice recorder from that room because I left it in there. And I stopped because I felt like something was in front of me. And he took a photo, and you see someone in front of me, and then you see their hand around my throat in the photo. And when he said, "Look at the hand around your throat," I was like, I'm done. I want to leave this place because this place creeps me out. Like, I don't say it a lot, but I will never return to a location unless it really scares me. Mackey Mansion out in Virginia City is probably one of the locations I probably would never return to because it gave me such creepy vibes. This year I'm returning to Waverly Hills for the first time in 13 years. Because when I went in 2013 for just a night tour, I had a psychic attack, and I vowed to myself I would never return to Waverly Hills. But this year I'm like, I'm going to confront that place again. I'm going to go back, put my fears aside, and do it again. Because I want to go back, but at the same time I'm like, do I chance of what happening 13 years ago to happen again? Or do I go back and just confront what I experienced back then? So I'm going to go back this year with a group of friends, and I'm pretty sure if the same thing happens at Waverly it did 13 years ago, I'll never go back again. But I want to confront whatever that was and confront my fears.
Well, you got to assume that you're almost a completely different person at this point than you were back.
Yeah.
You know, you've learned a lot more. You've learned how to control yourself and your abilities and stuff.
Yeah. So when I went into 2013. I had just opened up as a psychic medium. I didn't really know how to shut myself down and protect myself. So that's probably why it happened, because I was more open and wasn't protecting my energy and my field back then. Because I had gone the year before and I wasn't open as more of a psychic medium, and nothing really happened to me at Waverly. And then I went back the year later and that psychic attack happened. And I'm like, nope, never going back. But yeah, over 13 years, I've grown and learned and had experiences since then. So I'm excited to go back, but at the same time, I'm very cautious of what I'm going to do at Waverly. I have my exit plan planned out.
Run in that direction. Yeah.
So, run down the stairs, out the building, get in the car, and go bye. Bye-bye.
So how was that journey for you? You know, going there as we'll say just a paranormal investigator, and then did you just kind of open up to your abilities, or did you take classes? Did you purposely try and open up as a medium?
So I was at an event in Iowa, and a good friend of mine who is now passed is like, you have gifts, but you're not tapping into them. So between me, her, and Scotty Borg, we kind of worked on my opening my abilities, me learning what each thing I'm seeing or hearing or feeling means, and how to kind of close myself down when I need to and protect myself, and then when I can open up and communicate with spirit in a safe way for me and the spirit itself. So it's definitely take time, because 2013 I was just opening myself up, and a lot of work with Scotty and different psychics I've met over the years have definitely helped with like learning how to shut myself down, protecting myself, my spirit guides and everything. So yeah, going back to Waverly 13 years later as a whole different person will definitely be an interesting experience.
Well, so this is something else I like to ask mediums and stuff on the show. How do you interact with the other side? Do you see things, hear things? Do you see them externally in the world around us? How do they come through for you?
So sometimes I can see them, sometimes I can hear them. But for me, how I really dive into communicating with spirit, like on investigations, is through Estes method. Okay. So there's that typical way of doing Estes. You put the headphones on, you connect it to the spirit box and listen for the word to come between the type of sound. But I put the headphones on, the blindfold or the Dalgo glasses, and I would put the headphones into the spirit box, but I use the spirit box to kind of zone myself out, put me into a trance, and then I let my spirit guide step aside and let the spirits of that location talk through me. And I have, every time I go on an investigation with Scotty Work, every time his dad comes through when I'm under Estes, and every time he says, I am shocked that he comes through you all the time when I'm with you. I'm like, well, I guess your dad trusts me or something. But everyone who sees me do Estes is, you can tell when it's a different spirit coming through me, because my voice will change, my facial expression, how I sit, how I communicate will all change. And then like for me, I have a group of friends, whoever I investigate with, I kind of have to have that same person with me at least most of the time. So it's mostly my mom who comes with me on all of my investigations. They know when there's signs that I should be taken out of Estes, so I don't get like stuck in that trance communication. Because sometimes we try to keep my Estes within 10 to 15 minutes in length. But if I get stuck, I can get stuck in there for a half hour, an hour. I think my longest Estes was like an hour and a half, because they could not get me out. The spirits were just communicating. And one time they literally had to take me out of the building to get me out of Estes, because it was just like so deep into it that I couldn't get myself out.
Wow.
Yeah.
It almost sounds more like channeling than actually regular.
Yeah. I definitely channel. And that's how I connect with my gifts. I try not to keep me open all the time. When I do SS is when I mostly open myself up fully so I can communicate with the spirits of the location. If I'm at a haunted location, I'll somewhat open myself up, but I don't fully open until I do the SS because that's it's the SS method. I love it.
I'm a big fan of the Estes. I've worked at a lot of locations where we're getting absolutely nothing on the equipment stuff, and then you go into Estes and you find out that there's all these spirits there, but they're not. I don't know how to describe it. Like they're not interacting. They're interacting with each other.
Right.
They don't want nothing to do with us.
Yeah, they're living their daily life, just communicating back and forth, and then they see us come in, they're like, nope, I'm not talking to these people. Like, I don't want to talk to them.
Do you find that more at like bars, dance halls, clubs, stuff like that you investigate, as opposed to other locations where the spirits are more in their own little clubs, groups, things?
I really haven't investigated like clubs or bars. I know like the Washoe was a lot of like residual footsteps and like whispering, but some of the spirits or some of the activity we got at the Washoe was very interactive, very intelligent. Because me, Aaron Sagers, Richard Estep were basically like chasing down footsteps and voices when we were investigating during an event there. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, we're going up and down, up and down, up and down, chasing these footsteps and these voices that we're hearing and the dragging and stuff. So I think it depends on the location. I like prisons. I like asylums. I don't know why. I just love those type of locations and hospitals. Like, I don't know. Those are my type of places. It's hospitals, prisons, asylums, where you get the worst of the worst people.
Yeah.
But I also like going into like White Hill Mansion, which is like very part of the American history. Like, it's very history. You go back in history books, you'll read about the White Hill Mansion, like how Edison and Benjamin Franklin were part of it and everything. Like those locations I love because back in the day I did not pay attention to history class. Like that was not my thing. But now you see me going out into these historical places and researching after I leave, and I'm like, okay, so this EVP I got totally makes sense. Like that makes sense. But what, like, yeah, like I was down in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, at South Pittsburgh Hospital, and I was doing an Estes, and Josh Purvis was there, and all of a sudden, I guess I was speaking German, which I don't speak German at all. So when I got out of Estes, they're like, "Do you know what you were saying?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't remember anything I said during Estes." They're like, "You were speaking German." I'm like, "Okay, if I could speak that now, that would be awesome." But no, like, yeah, that was interesting when they said that. I was like, did anyone have a voice recorder going? They're like, nope. I'm like, I want to hear me speak German. I can't speak. Part-time English is hard sometimes. Like, me speaking a whole different language. I want video of this.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned something there. I want to come back to this because a lot of the times, here in Wisconsin, I'm right by Appleton. I grew up in Appleton, and Appleton is famous for a lot of things, but primarily Harry Houdini.
Oh, yeah.
And we have every year on Halloween, he always said that he would come back and communicate on Halloween to prove if there was an afterlife or not. So we do this big seance every year down in Houdini Plaza and stuff and try and communicate with him. But you mentioned another name, Tesla. And I would think that if there's a guy that has passed on that knows how to communicate using energy, that would be him. that would be the person that would be the ideal to communicate with, because if
That would be
anyone can manipulate electronics or technology, it should be Nikola Tesla.
right. That would be amazing to communicate with them. Like, I know there's people out there in the field that after a celebrity dies, they go straight to their spirit box. I'm like, that's one, kind of tacky, and two, it takes time for spirit to fully transfer into the afterlife. Like, I like to tell people, don't try to communicate with your loved ones for at least a couple months. Because, like us, if you move from one place to another, it takes you a while to kind of get used to your new thing, your new daily thing. So I'm assuming with spirit, it's once somebody passes, their spirit takes a time to fully transfer to the afterlife or wherever. So I don't know. I would think that Telsa would totally come through someone's spirit box and be like, nope, y'all are crazy. Yep, here's spirit. This is how spirit world works now, type of thing. But yeah, that would be cool to get him on. Like,
that would be really cool. I wonder, like, I mean, like, I know you can communicate with spirits anywhere, you know, like you can anytime, but I wonder where would be a good spot to try and get his attention.
Right. Well, like Thomas Edison was at the Washoe Club. He helped put the first light in the Washoe Club. Mark Twain hung out at the Washoe Club. I'm like, can I talk to Mark Twain? Like, come on, he's like one of the most famous authors ever. He spent a lot of time in Virginia City, I guess. I didn't know until I got there. I'm like, wait, we talked about the same Mark Twain that used to live out on the East Coast? Like, yeah, he spent a lot of time in the Virginia City area writing his books under his different name. No one really knew it was him until he wrote the book, and they're all like, oh, Virginia City. So it must be this guy who comes often, and found out it was actually Mark Twain that liked to hang out at the Washoe Club and different locations in Virginia City.
Interesting. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to many, we'll say, famous people or anything. I did. I do feel that I've had a conversation with Al Ringling from the Ringling Brothers.
Oh, nice.
So we got a chance to investigate the Al Ringling mansion, and with my medium on my team, Stephanie, we had a whole conversation with quite a few of the Ringlings, actually, the family. But I do think that Al Ringling came through and was talking to us. So that was a really cool experience. But he's probably the most famous person, I guess, that people would know that I've gotten a chance to talk to, I think.
Like, I think the most famous person I've had come through me is probably like Al Capone and John Looney, who, you know, very big mobsters. John Looney really doesn't like me. So whenever I'm like in the Midwest, where he usually hung out, he gets very active, and he'll call me out by name on Spirit Box and stuff. Al Capone, I've talked to at several different locations, like Old Baraboo Inn, Old Rock Island, YMCA. I had a spirit communication with him out at Alcatraz last October. I'm like, Al Capone, you just get all over the place. Jeez. Like, I want to be you. I want to be able to go from one place to another real fast. But yeah. He
doesn't want to get caught anywhere.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get caught and held responsible for what he's done in his human life.
Those are definitely interesting cases. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. All right. Very cool. All right. Well, we are coming up here on the end of the show. Just to remind everyone, we were pre-recorded today, so if you had questions or something, I apologize. We're not getting to your questions. But Jenny, tell us, we got Obscura Paracon coming up here in a couple weeks. This is going to be in DeKalb, Illinois, obscuraparacon.com, March 21st through the 22nd. We are both going to be there along with a lot of other people. But what else you got coming up? Any other events you want to promote or upcoming presentations?
So you can always listen to my podcast, Unturned Pages, on Facebook, Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're on Spotify or iHeartRadio. Anywhere you could get podcasts, we're there. I have Obscura coming up. I will be at Ohio State Reformatory's Paracon in May. All of Adam Kimmel location events I will be at this year. So Fairfield, Madison, and ISS I will be. I'll be at the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash in July. And then you'll see me multiple times in DeKalb this year. But some good locations, good events coming up. I'm traveling almost every weekend this summer. Hopefully after my hand surgery, I will be good to go.
I know we usually cross paths quite a few times throughout the year.
Yeah, right. We cross paths a lot.
Very cool. Very cool. I do have links in the show notes to your Linktree for the Unturned Pages, as well as Stories Within Photography and the Obscura Paracon, all in the show notes for anybody that is interested in checking that out. Those are all there for you. So very cool. All right. What is your final thought for today's episode? What is it that you want people to take away and learn from your experiences in photography and paranormal and all that?
Go into locations with an open mind, because you never know what you will experience and see and hear, because not all of the time you will experience what you're expecting. Mm-hmm. You can experience different things that you're expecting.
Very true. Very true. We always tell people on our tours and stuff, they come to the building to talk to the spirits of the building, but it's usually the spirits that come with them, their family, their loved ones and stuff that come through. It's not always the people of the building, and people don't realize that.
Right.
That when you open the door,
yeah, it's not just the building, it's the land, it's the area around it that can communicate with you.
Absolutely. All right, Jenny, it's been absolutely a blast chatting with you about all your experiences in paranormal and photography. So until we see each other again, thank you for being on today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you later.
Yes.
All right, guys, that is our show for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and share all things here on the Untold Radio Network. Go on over and check out Obscura Paracon if you are going to be down in Illinois anytime in March, and as well as all the other events that Jenny's going to be at. You can check out her podcast on Sundays. The link is in the show notes. So go on over and check that out. Give her a like, subscribe, and share to her show as well. Until next time, guys, remember, we're all part of the Paranormal Spectrum. Take care. Be well, and I'll see you next week.